Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, you lovely folks joining me here nice and early over at HowlingMines. As always, it is lovely to see you, and to see you, it is very, very nice. I do hope you're doing very well today. Thank you for seeing what's up in the world of Magic the Gathering today. We are back on our bullshit, for lack of a better phrase. Obviously, we were a bit busy with Sealed over the weekend, but it's time to get back to Constructed, and the next event we have to look forward to. Hey, you Bellstar, how you doing? I hope all is well. The next event we have to look forward to will be one of two things. There's a chance we play the Hooglandia Open at the weekend, which is historic, and we also have the next MIQ coming up shortly after that, which is also historic. So, unsurprisingly, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Thank you for asking. The format's a bit of a wild west right now. No one really knows what's good. The format's not been fixed or solved, so we got some toys to play around with, some things to try out, and that's kind of where I like to shine. So, I saw a really spicy one on Twitter a couple days ago, and had to take it for a spin. It looks really cool, it's got my intrigue, and I had a fair bit of success just playing around with it off stream the other day to make sure that it was something I was interested in. It is Grixis Release, which is a not particularly intuitive deck name, but as always, Cardboard Live will have it for you above my head once the games begin, and you can always type !deck into the chat to pull it up and take a look for yourself. However, very impressed by the little synergies this deck has, so if you'd like to join me, I'm going to hop on over into the Arena client, and let's show you what's going on, shall we? Grixis Trade Binder is definitely one way of putting it, John. I hope you're well, buddy. Hope all is well. Thank you for stopping by. So, are we Grixis gamers today? Yeah, well, apparently we are. We have some Grixis spells to be cast, which is up in my wheelhouse. Haven't played Grixis in a hot minute, but I can definitely get behind it. The reason we are Grixis, however, is kind of intriguing. Of course, we've all seen Valki God of Lies down here, now a multi-format staple. The front side of it's pretty reasonable. Just get to look at your opponent's hand, gain information, do all that wonderful stuff, steal some creatures. The backside, obviously, Tibalt Cosmic Imposter, very powerful 7-mana Planeswalker that generates card advantage, that's able to remove stuff. All that kind of wonderful jazz. Where's that showcase art though, Joe? If you're going to buy it for me, buddy, you can have the showcase art. Otherwise, we'll take the one that we have. Yeah, so we can generate advantage, generate removal, you know, all that wonderful, wonderful jazz. Now, why are we so interested in Valki? Well, there's this card little here tucked away in Ixalan that's also legal in Historic. That is Release to the Wind, which is a 3-mana instant that everyone forgot about for good reason, because quite frankly, this card is not very good. Exile target non-land permanent for as long as that card remains exiled. Its owner may cast it without paying its mana cost. Oh, fair enough. That's good to know, Joe. I might get around to that, honestly. I'm not massively fussed. I have an art skin for it of some capacity. So this works extremely well with Tibalt. You can just exile Valki when it's on its front side, and then the game goes, wow, which of these halves would you like to cast? And unsurprisingly, you mostly cast the 7-mana half. Casting Tibalt is usually better than casting Valki. But we need to play this in a shell where our Release to the Winds is not completely blank, if we don't have a Valki knocking around, which is where all these lovely adventure creatures come in. We've got some Bonecrusher Giants, we've got some Brazen Borrowers, and we have a little cheeky Murderous Rider tucked away down here as well. And the beauty of this is if you release to the winds an adventure creature that is in play, you can send it off on an adventure and cast both halves. It's completely up to you. Hey, Big Man Ting, how you doing? I appreciate you stopping by and checking us out. I don't think I'm cool personally, but I'm glad someone told you that. We're here playing some Magic the Gathering. If you're into the game, that helps. If not, we'll try and walk you through as best we can. Nice to see you, Rosabelle. Hope all is going well. So yeah, we're trying to turn this release into something that is not just a combo piece with Valki, which is pretty cool. We kind of just support this cast here with just good Grixis cards. We get to tie it off with like good Foretell spells in the course of like Counter Magic and card draw. We get Nicol Bolas the Ravager, who's a really sweet one that's in Historic that we don't really get to play anywhere else. And just, you know, casual Thought Seizes, Fatal Pushes, removal, good clean interaction as you would expect. Sideboard here, tucked away with some counter magic, even more removal, some sweepers, and of course, at this point in time, 4 Leyline of the Void, because there are many people in this historic format who are using their graveyards. Definitely something that comes up all the time. So this one's really sweet. I think it's very spicy, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. Does look like it can do an awful lot of cool things. So let's hop on to the historic ladder, get ourselves underway for the evening, and see how it goes. I have seen that deck, Joe. I saw Zeke playing it with you the other day, and it looked cool. I'm not sure it looked good, but it definitely looked cool. And I'm all on board for a cool-looking deck every now and then. Let's see how things can go. I'm glad you enjoy it, Joe. I'm glad you enjoy it. Not good, fair enough. You got a lot of friends that are into it. You never played personally, more of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon person. Perfectly reasonable, my dude. I spent a lot of time playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was younger as well. But I've been like a semi-professional Magic player for a long time now, so it's definitely my card game of choice. Okay, so up against 7-14 here. This hand is kind of funky. We have early interaction and card draw, though, so I'm pretty sure it's keep. Glad you agreed, Joe. Always nice. See what our friend on the other side is up to. If this is blue-white control, this hand is obviously not very good. But that is the price you pay for playing 50-50 games. That's kind of true, Joe. I have experiences with all those card games because I work for a game store. And, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! In the last couple of years gone by had to kind of soft reset its own rules because it got too complicated. And Pokemon was always kind of designed as a gateway into Magic anyway, so of course it's going to be simpler. I've just realised this is in fact blue-white control. Thankfully this Grafdigger's Cage is fairly blank, but our hand is not overly well set up for this matchup, which is mildly frustrating, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Going to have to nickel and dime our way through with some Behold the Multiverses to try and find some more relevant cards. These removal spells probably not going to do very much. Rigid? I don't know, buddy. Like, it's a bit convoluted, as we say. You can get by without knowing all the rules for Magic, right? You really can just... If you want to play casually with your friends, you need to know the basics. Big man thing, I tell you, I've spent a lot more. I've spent an awful lot more. I got some investments locked away, and over the years, I've spent a lot of money on Magic cards. So I feel your friend's pain. Hey, Hugh, how you doing, buddy? I hope all is well. Who's not? I mean, yeah, good point. Magic is not cheap, sadly. It is a very expensive hobby, digitally or in paper. Okay, this is actually kind of fine. Let's see if my opponent wants to respond to this Behold. Yeah, you do like to mess with the bots, don't you, Hugh? You do. Opponent does absorb. Okay, that's actually kind of fine, I think. You're not normally supposed to fight over the card draw in these matchups. Obviously, our hand is not stellar here, so it's something we'd rather not have seen, but we can live. They mess with you? I see, I see. I'm not going to blame the robot. You can if you want to, but personally, I'm not going to. So this is probably just Doomscar. Not massively concerned about that. If it's something like Starnheim or I guess like a Saw It Coming, that's probably okay as well. I think I'd rather flash in this Borrower and just start getting a clock on. Try and pressure my opponent because I don't have an awful lot going on right now, truth be told. You named a country and got flagged? Wow, you got some interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Problems, I guess? Yeah, interesting problems, my dude. Does more for telling in response to the Borrower. Okay. I can live with that. 3. Thankfully, as I say, this Grafdigger's Cage is basically blank against us, so we're not massively worried about it. Cost our opponent a card too. It's always nice. I am definitely a little scared of like Teferi here. It's not an awful lot I can do about it. I probably should have played this as another red source, in fairness. There is the Doomscar, sure. Let's see if opponent wants to fight me over a Behold the Multiverse. I would like to draw some cards if you don't mind. Definitely should have played this as a red land. That was a little bit silly. Thoughtseize is an interesting one here, actually. I might keep that. Ooh, Saw It Coming's nice too. So hopefully I can just pick a hole in my opponent's hand. Yeah, no worries, big man thing. It's been nice meeting you too. Thank you for stopping by. And hopefully I'll see you again in the future. You take care of yourself, okay? Ooh, goodbye Teferi. That worked out very well for us. So we just foretell this and pass the turn. Keeping Thoughtseize, huge brain. Did someone say Grixis? We did. It is Grixis o'clock quick. How are you? Opponent cycling those cast outs. Okay. Looking for something relevant to do. Chilling. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's what you always like to hear it. Stomp face, please. Does absorb my stomp. Sure. I did not really want to draw a Fatal Push, I'll be honest. I'm just going to cast this as a 4-3 now, because I just kind of want pressure. Both me and my opponent are sitting here without a whole lot going on. Main deck Baffling End. I kind of want to release my Bone Crusher Giant. I'm probably gonna. So I'm going to take 2 to do this, but it's going to give me my Bone Crusher back, hopefully. This release is probably a blank card at this point, because if I draw a Tibalt, I'm going to just wait for a land to cast it at this point. Yeah, I mean, if they counter it, I was losing my Bone Crusher to the Baffling End anyway, right? If this earns a counter spell, that's a deal. It's better than my Saw It Coming getting countered. Alright. Both sitting around doing not a whole lot. No, thank you. Narset's a bit good. Come on, deck. Give me a little something. I need some gas. Heartless Act ain't gonna do it. The joys of the control matchup in game 1. When both of you sit here making land drops, holding removal that doesn't do squat. At least my opponent gets a cycle there, as mine's just kind of stuck. Do I need a deck list for Historic Artisan? I mean, honestly, I don't care about the card style that much, so probably not. I appreciate the recommendation, but I probably won't bother. There is the Doomscar we assumed was coming. Sorry, Joe. Oh, Castle Vantris is a good one. Opponent's going to scry their way towards action before I am now. Wail Harder. What? Isn't it free rares? I mean, is it? I'll take a look at it, but I kind of never really care about those events. Well, I guess I'm just killing some angels. Mainly because they're mostly pretty bad. But if it is actually like free rares, then I'll take a look. I mean, that's actually not a bad draw, to be fair. Alright, well, opponent has a castle and a gate, so I have a Brazen Borrower. What a back and forth game. Valki, Toralf, and the Owl? What owl? You're playing mono white control that you got off my stream deck. That's a little while ago now. Having a blast with it, but you were wondering if you had any tips for dealing with Sultai. I have to be honest with you, Stin. A large part of the reason why we stopped playing that deck is because I don't think it can beat Sultai. I think in order to make yourself have a good Sultai matchup, you actually have to make your deck worse against everyone else. So the sad truth, I think, is I don't think you can. You just have to accept it's a really, really bad matchup and kind of hope to fade it. I'm glad you're enjoying it, though. I'm very glad you're enjoying it, though. Deck's very sweet. Speaking of sweet, Tibalt. Also pretty sweet here. Please don't kill my Tibalt. Look at all these main deck Grafdigger's cages. Shame on you, opponent. Good afternoon, Silver Oak. How are you? Please and thank you. With elves to grind some golds and some ICR, that makes sense, to be fair. I think elves is actually pretty reasonable right now. Great haircut I have. I know, it's a very shiny head today, right? Very, very shiny head. I finally got my housemate to take the clippers to my head. So, I have a very shiny scalp. Yeah, I think elves is pretty solid. I am a fan. Turns out, Teferi is good for whoever controls it. It's not normally the Grixis player, but every now and then it is the Grixis player. Today, my head is brighter than my future. Which is fine. Second Starnheim. Okay. I guess I gotta get through some angels. That can be done. That can be done. So I might as well stomp face. Bonk. I do not really need more lands. This is getting kind of annoying. So, get rid of one. Yeah, honestly, like, we're toying around with Historic for the kind of like the first time today. In a while. It's not like the first time ever, obviously, but it's been some time. And it honestly, so far, it looks pretty sweet. I think a lot of us are a little disappointed in the anthology, to be honest with you, Joe, but as long as the format still feels fun and interactive, I really don't mind too much. Alright. I killed 3 of them. Killing 3 of them isn't bad. Let's keep my planeswalkers alive. When was the last time you saw a team of Super Friends looking like this? Yak ain't miss. Or you can't miss, if we're actually reading it properly. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. I appreciate that. Welcome on into HowlingMines. I hope you enjoy drawing cards. I will block. I'm not sure I trust Untap's win rates, but I will keep that in mind. Opponent will behold the multiverse. Keeps both. Oh dear. That's a bit scary. Alright, well. Teferi up. You trust Untapped? Why? Win rates always seem a bit sketchy to me. My god, there are so many lands in my deck. What's happening? Yak ain't. Ah, I see. But you can't miss makes way more sense. Ah, opponent gives up. Nice. You've been tinkering with this deck and you love it? Fair play, dude. Yeah, as I say, I saw it on Twitter the other day and I love it. I think it looks really cool in concept. So today was the day to take it a spin on stream. And that is what I'm here to do. So let's just jam ourselves full of interaction. Get rid of some of this dog awful removal. And I think that'll probably be good. I mean, I guess so, Joe. I just... Yeah, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be so harsh. Like, it's definitely skewed by users pooling together, as you say, like, interval data. And also, I hate the fact they keep their best of 3 stuff locked behind a paywall, because I think that's, like, a little misinforming. People, like, hop onto Untapped and try and understand the metagame, and they look at the best of 1 data and just assume it's universally correct, which kind of leads to, like, misinforming in the community in general, which I kind of don't like. But that's not actually Untapped's fault, so I probably shouldn't be so harsh. I will mulligan. Oh god, where are my lands? Alright. You got paid premium? Yeah, I don't blame you. Paid premium's pretty great. It's just one of those things that I have to do without right now, sadly. It is an unnecessary expense, so... Yeah. Let's do a little bit of Thought Season and see what's up on the other side of the table. Obviously, mulling to 5 is not ideal. Did my opponent keep a 1-lander? You sketchy motherfucker. I'm going to take this cast out. Kind of where you're at for it? Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair. Wow, my opponent drew a cast out. I guess at least I didn't draw a land. What are the odds I shock myself with this anyway? Fairly high, I think. Let's do some foretelling. Opponent does miss their land again after their lovely, sketchy 1-lander. Unfortunately, they know they have all the time in the world. I'm not exactly pressuring them. Silvero checking out Release to the Winds, huh? It's our combo piece. Hey up, Wiley. How you doing? I hope all is well today. I'll keep one of these. You loving the meta right now? Honestly, format looks pretty funk. Ooh, combo. Combo ready. Combo ready. Let's go. One turn away from doing it in one foul swoop. Let's do it. Stoked and anxious for Strixhaven. Joke's on you, Joe. I am constantly stoked and anxious simultaneously. Life is easier that way. Full of food, I'm fairly jealous. Glad you're stocked up though, my dude. Hopefully it was lovely stuff. And no Pokemon, it's always so much of a better way to be. Opponent actually hit their land, they were just slow rolling the crap out of me. Alright. Sure. So I actually kind of want my opponent to tap out for Narset. I kind of want him to draw a blue source and slam Narset. Because it's just like pretty good for me if they do. Oh, that's even better. That's even better. This is going to be great. Alright, folks. Are you ready to see how very unfortunate things can get for you if you miss your land drops in this matchup? Let's do the thing. Valki. Take a peek at my opponent's hand. More counter magic, more stuff. Release to the winds. No! Come back! You didn't let me cast it! That's rude. That's rude. Like a command, for example. Like, the reason people enjoy commands and they enjoy, like, charms and stuff like that is because modal spells make for interesting gameplay decisions. We're actually against Joe here, which is pretty cool. And adventures do the same. They make for interesting gameplay decisions and allow you to play more games of Magic. The thing is, you just have to be careful about what cards you print as adventures, because, as you say, they are a free spell, which is innately very powerful. Honestly, Joe, I don't think those are drawbacks. I think those are just very valid ways to balance the card without the adventure side of things. Like, there's no way you print an adventure Lightning Strike. That would have been too good. And this is kind of what I mean. I think the mechanic is fine. The situation simply is you need to put the mechanic on worse spells. But we can definitely agree to disagree. So Joe is on, like, Jund here. Kind of just want the info. Kind of just want the info. So it's just straight up Jund mid-range. Okay. Looks like Boomer mid-range on the other side of the table. I personally really wouldn't hate to see adventures make their way back again, but I'd like the cards themselves to be a little less good and to be more like modal cards, to have like a, half a charm. I agree with you, like, Joe. I think we're on a similar page. Yeah, Fairy Guy Mother's a pretty good example of what's allowed, like, and what I think would be okay. Like, your goal for adventure cards would be to allow you to have two spells in the same way that a charm or a command does. You just have them be slightly overpriced versions of their original spell. There is the Scavenging Ooze. Bloodbraid Elf? Yeah, Bloodbraid's probably fine, to be honest. I don't think I see any immediate problem with it. I have to think about it a little more, but I think it's probably fine. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good draw. It means I have to shock myself here, but we're okay to do that. Yeah, the Cascade thing's been fixed, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, exactly. We're all in the same boat on that one. I can't Bloodbraid my way into a Tibalt, so it's fine. That's the important part. I think I'll keep one of these, but probably not the other. Yeah, I honestly think Bloodbraid would probably be just fine. I'd have to think about it a little bit more to make sure, but it's probably just fine. Eats my behold. You got it. Got some real mid-range versus control magic going on here. I love it. Let's find ourselves another Valki, or maybe like a Nicol Bolas or something. Honestly, Joe, I don't think Shadow's that good. I've not been that impressed by it so far. Hey, Feuds, how you doing, buddy? Lovely to see you today. Hope all is well. Like, Shadows seemed alright. I'm getting mind rotted. Ugh. I think it looks like this. You wanted Veteran Explorer? Veteran Explorer would have been cool, for sure. I also think Path to Exile... I'm in the camp of people that think Path to Exile would have been slightly too good. Of course, the second I bin the release, I draw a Valki. Punished. Straight up punished. I honestly think Path would be too good. Like, straight up think it would be too good. Yeah, Shadow is now historic legal, that is correct. Glad to have earned the pulse, I'll be honest. Yeah, we can cast it for sure. It's the reason I don't mind holding on to it like this. But we are definitely going to need to protect it, ideally. Because there is still a Bloodchief's Thirst on the other side. I just don't think the format needs either of those cards, to be honest. I don't think Path would be, like, too good. I think Bolt probably would be. No, thank you. But I just think the format's fine without him, I'll be honest. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Alright, I'm going to cast the Tibalt here, but obviously it's gonna get pwned. Yeah, I mean, Shadow's always been great in Modern, but the truth is it's just significantly worse when you don't have fetch lands. Like, Shadow is harder to turn on when you don't have fetches. So, yep, Tibalt down, but we got through the removal. We found ourselves a Bolas, boys. And girls. We found ourselves a Bolas. Did I watch any of the mocks? No, I'll be honest, I did not. Mainly due to just doing other stuff. Not having Stubborn Denial as well is also a fairly big deal. That's correct. Alright, we've successfully nickel and dimed our way to a board state we're happy with. Clothis, however, is a small issue. That one is mildly annoying. In goes the Bolas. What can I get back? I could pick up Vraska. I could pick up Scavenging Ooze. I only have one green source for my opponent's Ooze, but that's probably okay, honestly. Yeah, that seems good. Let's do that. Actually, legitimately seems good. Let's do that. So, reanimate mode. Pick up the Scavenging Ooze. And play a land tapped. Say go. And then we can eat the thing that Clothis is trying to eat, so we can prevent the life gain. I think it's a 2-mana spell, though, Trance, which is a big deal. Let's eat our own Valki. Because we stole a green source from them, which is really funny, I'll be honest. I love Clothis too. I think this card is a fantastic design. Really big fan. If they draw an answer to this Nicol Bolas, it's going to be very unfortunate, but if they don't, we're in incredible shape. Alright, draw 2. Draw 2. Scavenging Ooze. I choose you. Pioneer Masters, long time away, buddy. Just not a priority. Just not a priority. So opponent going to make the troll. That's fine. I'm going to float the green. Land gets blown up. Use a blue with said green mana. Boink this away. Did I brew this myself, or is it something I picked up? I picked this one up, I'm afraid. This is not my list. Can't take the credit for this. I should really know the name of the person who built this, but unfortunately I don't. I found it on Twitter while doom scrolling. I can definitely find the name if I need to give credit, however, so... Alright, opponent going to gain some life. This one is not me, I'm afraid. As much as I wish it was. Brazen Borrower. And I'd like to draw some cards, please. I do not need a Thoughtseize or a land. removal. That should be good as gold here. Let's draw some more cards, because drawing cards is great. And let's not slow roll. Stomp. Why did the Clothis turn on? What the fuck? Why does Clothis turn on when you die? That's great. Alright, so Jund mid-range. What deck was I running to hit Mythic? I hit Mythic with Temur Transmogrify in Standard. And a little bit of the blue-white Fable deck that we played from Mythic Matt. Was a little bit of that on stream as well. But mainly those two, to be fair. What do I want in this matchup? I feel like this is kind of like the... How do I put this? Kind of like the Jund mirror in Modern, where you actually don't want Thoughtseize because you just want your deck to be more threat dense. The only problem with that is I don't have any more fucking threats. Which, as you can imagine, is a small issue. Negate's probably fine. I think... is push or eliminate better? From what we saw, Scavenging Ooze, Vraskar, Clothis. I'm gonna trim on some pushes, I think, because I actually think this is the worst removal spell in our deck. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna go with this split. Seems fine. We just haven't seen anything other than Scavenging Ooze that a Fatal Push can kill. I do wish turning Revolt on was a bit easier. I've had some issues with that. Once in a while I've released my own creature to be able to turn on Fatal Push. It does happen. This hand is fine. And obviously you don't like mulling against the Thoughtseize decks either, really. Tap land go. This Slumber Mound's pretty cool. I think this is a nice inclusion for the Jund deck. Seems pretty sweet. There is a Valki over there. So goodbye, Bone Crusher Giant. I assume, anyway. Yep. It's a pretty good draw, in fairness. So I think I'd like to work with Perfect Information, to be honest. So let's Valki and see what's up on the other side. All of the removal. Good to know. This deck's been really sweet so far. I'm not actually entirely sure if it's good, but it's been a lot of fun. And when you do the thing, it's powerful. Doing the thing is good. Wild that we're a month out from Strixhaven. It's not even a month. It's like... Spoilers start in 10 days. Spoilers start in 10 days. How is that okay? Alright, opponent is going to mind rot me, which is a little unfortunate here. I think... Knowing what's going on over there, I think it is likely just saw it coming and probably negate over Ravager, I think. Try this Grixis Shell, but with the Midnight Oil Harness Offering combo. I've seen a good friend of ours, John Ramos, trying out a similar shell with Harmless Offering and Pact and stuff. And I think it's probably just worse. I think turn 3ing a Tibalt is a bit better, and you don't really have space for both. But you could definitely try the Harmless Offering thing. I think if you're going to do that, though, you're better off playing like Mardu and just getting access to Doom Foretold alongside Gideon and stuff for your demonic packs. But I don't know. Definitely the kind of thing you'd have to practice, I think, and just like try out. Opponent does unthoughtseizably. That sounded better in my head. My Bolus is in the graveyard. My Bolus is dead. That is the important part. So, 1-for-1ing, nickel and diming. Unfortunately, they have a Castle Lock Thwain, which I do not have. Alright. Here's a 4-3 go. Oh, it's definitely spicier. I definitely agree that Midnight Oil is spicier, but I'm fairly sure it is significantly worse. Clothis is an issue. What do I do about this? What do we do about the Clothis? Goodbye, Bolus. I think most people would agree that it's likely worse. And also, I don't really want to craft Midnight Oils, I'll be honest. Not high on my list of things to do today. I think I've got to try and keep this Bone Crusher alive. It's the only way I'm going to pressure my opponent to stop the Castle Lock Thwain running away with this game. Concerted Defense. Oh, sure. I don't think that card's very good, sadly. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's very good. So I'm going to put my opponent to 8 here. They're going to go back to 10. But I basically just want to try and keep turning off this castle to make sure that they don't have the life to play with to draw cards. That is the goal. Valki gone. We go to 10. Opponent will pass a turn. Sorry, they go to 10. Sorry, not we go to 10. Behold the Multiverse. I do not really want 2 lands. Half of me wants to keep one of these, but with 4 mana, I can cast most spells in my deck. What do you got there? Did have an answer to the Bone Crusher. Do I save it? Do I save the Bone Crusher? This is a really interesting little decision. Yes? You think yes? Huh. I think I agree as well. I think we gotta do it. Let's release our Bone Crusher Giant. Take a little bit of damage to the face to do it. Opponent takes 2, trying to kill it. Thoughtseize ditches off the last Clothis. Recast the Bone Crusher. Ten all. How you doing, by the way, Sphere Mixer? I hope everything's okay with you. It's nice to see you today. He's a land. All right. 4. Yeah, I'm doing really well, thank you, man. Doing really well. Having a good time. All right, my hand is on the table. But I'm going to go to 5 to draw themselves an extra card. Life is good. Life is touch and go, but life is definitely getting better, which I think is the important part. Clothis plus Castle is a heck of a 1-2 punch for sure. Hey, Cunning Dragon, we're doing good, thank you, man. How are you? You got pizza, you got mines, playing games. You just turned 31. Joe, is it your birthday today, buddy? Is it your birthday today? Is that what you're telling me? It is. Chat, I need you to do me a favor. I need you all to wish Joe a happy birthday, and I need you to do it via your channel points. Please, please, please fire off some congratulations in the chat for Joe. Give them some congratulations for a happy birthday. That's what those channel points are there for. Cost you 50 points, not very much at all. Happy birthday, Joe. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Get those in for me. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you've had a lovely day, my dude. Look at that spam. Look at it. Look at it. You love to see it. Hey, Rakdos, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. I appreciate that. How you doing today? I hope all is well. Welcome to HowlingMines. Alright, we're gonna sneak our way in, or are we screwed? Hey, Rakdos, thank you very much for the 69 bits, my dude. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're doing well, man. We're doing well. Having a good time, having a great day, chilling out with all of our friends. I really appreciate the support. Very sweet of you. I missed the second slumber mound. Whoops. Another 11 bits. Thank you so much, dude. Really means the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The support means the world. Thank you. And thank you everyone for congratulating Joe on their birthday. I really appreciate that. It's very sweet of you all. Can't wait to get that sweet smell of sweaty MTG players in a giant hall again. You and me are nostalgic about different things. But I understand where you're coming from. What rank am I? Currently I'm at 99% Mythic, so we're just underneath the numbers. Just underneath the numbered ranks. But I am in the Mythic rank. Thank you. I really appreciate the kind words. Ass crack gatherings. That was certainly one way of putting it. You hit Plat 1 on stream this morning. Nice. What does numbered rank mean? Well, I'll show you if we get into it now. Give me a second. It means this. I am currently ranked number 1,173rd in the world. We're having a blast, man. This has been great. We're up against number 22. We already gave Zeke. We already gave Joe a massive happy birthday shout out earlier on. So we are aware. Don't worry. If you can beat 22, it'll help a lot. They're on Gigantha, so it's sacrificed. Do you keep this hand against Gigantha? Probably. What am I running? Oh, AG. AG, you're not ready, buddy. I have the spiciest pile of cards. And we're killing everyone. We are absolutely killing it. Check it out. Oh, Dreadhorde Butcher is a bit of a good one. That's kind of scary. There's the Valki. I think I just have to stomp this, sadly. Killing it. It's interesting to see that Jamazing is at number 22 with Sacrifice. You can run this. Well, you're welcome. This Wave Strider also actually kind of sucks. Because I really don't want to play this Bone Crusher into it because of claiming the first spot. But I really don't want to Murderous Rider it either. I guess I prefer murdering it because it plays around claim. Honestly, I thought I'd wasted 4 rare wildcards crafting this deck for the meme value, but goddamn. It's been, not only has it been so much fun, but it's been actively very good. I've had a great time. Well, I will bite if they're going to make me. My life is a little too low to be waiting around. Obviously, like, Land Company will really suck, but... Tap land, okay. That's arguably even worse. So this matchup's been very bad, game 1, but we knew that, because we needed to sideboard to beat it last time, so that's fine. We have, like, 4 ley lines and stuff, so it's not a huge deal. I guess I'm never really getting damage through the cat, unfortunately. This block's better, I guess. It means they can't attack me as profitably. We're in a bit of an awkward spot for sure. Grixis' normal problem of not having life gain coming back to bite us a little bit. Getting sacked through. Puts Gigantha in hand. Okay, so it's just the ovens we got to try and beat. We've played blue-white once, I believe. And I'll check for you in a second if we won that game or not, because I'm actually not entirely sure if we did. Yeah, we did. It was actually our first match of the night, and we beat blue-white. So you can shoot artifacts. I just have to shoot these ovens. Interestingly, this will let me play the oven myself and potentially make some life off of that, which is kind of cool. No attacks here because I need to save the Tibalt from damage. Because I need to plus next turn and then minus again. You don't miss Cat being legal at all? I actually quite like Cauldron Familiar, personally. I know I'm in the minority, though. I know a lot of people really don't, but Cauldron Familiar is kind of my jam. I like the card quite a lot. There is the Gigantha. Bone Crusher. Up to the moon! Dreadhorde Butcher. Yeah, fair enough, Time Smash. I appreciate that it's not for everybody, for sure. As I say, I quite like it. I like playing the sacrifice decks, though, so of course I'm in the minority. I need to cast this yet. I will absolutely 100% bust this Murderous Rider if given the choice. Okay, we go to 7. So unfortunately my opponent can pressure me in a way that I have to lose my Tibalt to get rid of the oven, which is kind of annoying. I could prevent that by tapping out of counter magic. So this happens always. The question is this. This is really close, and I think I'm tapping out of Saw It Coming. Being able to keep Tibalt alive and also get rid of this second oven is really big game. This deck's great. I'm having so much fun. Don't jinx it, chat, but Grixis might finally not suck. Priest. Okay, multiple priests is bad. Oh, multiple priests really sucks. This is happening. This is definitely happening. I think I gotta charge this up again. Butcher is definitely reasonable here. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with Butcher, don't worry. I am on it, I promise, Finn. I got it, don't panic. Clear this. Hey, Xylee Dolly 2, I'm gonna go with. I might have butchered that to absolute death. If I did, I'm very sorry. Welcome on into HowlingMines. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Hey, Cherry Magnolia, welcome on into HowlingMines. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Hopefully you like drawing cards. We're on 7. Mouse, function, please. Thank you. Oh, you definitely do? You're in the right place. Back comes the Woe Strider. Yep. It's a little success. I might have finally found the deck for you, Jerry. I might have finally found it. We're 6-1 tonight. We're up to number 418 Mythic. We are crushing. Deck's been great. Skyclave Shade, Fatal Push. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana means I can safely Gigantha here. I get to hold Saw It Coming Push. Man. This one's going to be a YouTube video. For sure. If you've missed any of today's stream and you want to catch up with this this deck in your own time, I do post my highlights on YouTube. Go and check it out. I'll definitely be making a video on this deck. It's been too good. Too good, too much fun. You can play Gigantha and Grixis? I know, shocking. Alright, cool. I do indeed Titan Smash, but it is very small. I am only just starting to do YouTube stuff. I say only just starting. Little while ago. Look at me. I am the sacrifice deck now. No point attacking here just yet. No, no, no. Don't you dare. We had to get rid of the last oven next turn, and I think we'll be okay. They draw another company? They might have drawn another company. Never mind. Where does the hand end and the other casting zones begin? Good question. Next question. Sideboarding. I can't believe we won that game. Genuinely shocked we won that game. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I think I was actually keeping this and getting rid of the other push. Let's try and take sack out again, shall we? Yeah, I'm at work tomorrow, but I'm going to get this edited up for Tuesday, I think. Deck's just too cool. I want more people to know it exists. And again, I just want to make sure that I get the correct name for the deck builder of this. So let me make sure that I'm giving credit where credit's due, because this is unfortunately not my list. I wish it was. But this is bobinchese is the arena handle. It's on bobinchese on Twitter, and Nick Sharillo is their actual name. They are the builder of this list. They deserve all of the credit. Go and check them out. Go follow them, because this deck's just sweet. Sweet AF. You definitely keep this, yes. Hey, do I know any Grixis lists with Bolus that's playable in Historic? All the decks that you've seen so far are decks with Valki and no Bolus. Unfortunately not, no. The downside of 5-mana Nicol Bolas is just that he's so hard to cast. You're like, you want to play Pathways in your Grixis deck, and you can't really do that with Bolas because these are basically basic lands, because they only give you one color of mana. So I unfortunately think that 5-mana Nicol Bolas is probably just not good enough, which is a real shame. Also, I just played the wrong land. Okay, well, that wasn't particularly clever. I was too busy talking and didn't stop to think. I meant to play this as a oh, never mind! Never punished! 219. Deal. If you're new here, welcome on in. We like to have a good time at HowlingMines. Make sure you're following. I'd love to have you back. What are you doing, opponent? Shit. That's pretty good. Boss, I can't come in today. I'm at number -6. This deck is insane. I need a tournament to play. Someone find me a historic event to play. I need something. I need a historic event now. How do we fare against goblins, do you think? I feel like this matchup could be kind of hard. This is interesting. I would just Bone Crush this, but my opponent can sack it to fizzle my Bone Crusher. Closest tourney is Tuesday. It's a shame. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Sounds pretty cool, Tom. I like it. This Saturday, if I'm going to play in a tournament this weekend, I'll probably play in the Hooglandia Open. If I'm aiming for Historic this weekend, probably going with the Hooglandia Open. Well, they've played the Spikefield Hazard now, so... What you got going on over there, OP? What you got going on? Unfortunately, they have another Spikefield Hazard. That's what they have going on. Yep. Snoop. There is a War Chief on top. Okay. Let's get rid of you so there's no Krenko shenanigans. Don't want it to randomly be a Krenko on top that just ruins my entire life. Goes with the Chieftain. Opponent is going to fizzle this Bone Crusher, but it's still correct. So unfortunately, our Game 1 configuration does not offer much in the form of sweepers. Is Cardboard live on? It should be, but I'll give it a kick for you. Give me a second. It might just be a little slow, or maybe it's fallen out. Yeah, it turned itself off at some point. Should be up to date for you now, I hope. You're very welcome. El Camisado. I'll get used to saying that one, I promise. Didn't want to see another land under there, I'll be honest. I need to find a way of shutting off a Muxus. There's the War Chief. Gets in for 4. That's not bad, in fairness. In fairness, that is not bad. Let's make sure I can cast this afterwards. No reason to wait, Mubs. Basically no reason at all. Opponent actually just... Yeah, well, I can't stop him from fizzling it. Like, if my opponent wanted to fizzle this, they could have done. They always will do. I can't get rid of 2 Prospectors. I need to find an answer to that Krenko, though. I have no idea why they didn't, to be very honest with you. I assumed they were going to, and they did not. Maybe they wanted me to lose life. Borrower is actually really good. It lets me bounce the Krenko and counter it on the way back down. I wasn't considering whether I kept the Borrower, I was considering whether or not I kept the Nicol Bolas, and I'm pretty sure I do. Chieftain. It's actually kind of annoying. I wish I knew if they were going to play a land or not. This is fine. Yeah, it's fine. I was just thinking it through, Mubs. Don't panic. So we flash this in. Heartless Act is a good little pickup, to be fair. It's a very good little pickup. Little bit of Nikki B. Discards an Ironcrag feat. Deal. I want to keep these at bay. That's why I don't attack with the Rider. See if he remembers to fizzle this time. But I'm definitely killing the Prospector to take my opponent off of Muxus. Yeah, corner's definitely been turned. Deck's been insane all night. It's been insane. I love it. I've had so much fun and it feels so good. Like, you have to think. You definitely have to think. But if you don't make mistakes, goddamn. Bob and Cheese, you're a genius. Bob and Cheese get like just responsible for building this deck. You're an absolute genius. All right, Gobbos. Kind of don't mind the extra Thoughtseize here, to be fair. How do I want to shave this up? Borrow is actually quite bad, in fairness. I'm just not comboing in this match, am I really? That's what it's about. I'm just not comboing. I think so. I think that's what that's about in this matchup. Blank 182. Blank 182. Wow. I've not loved the deck quite this much in some time. This deck is sweet. Nine and 1 on stream at the minute. Why languish over Sweltering Suns? If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Tom, as I've said many times tonight, I want to make sure I take no credit for this list. It's not mine, but the honest reason is it's what was in the list when I picked it up. Obviously, I wasn't expecting it to be this good, but I think Mubs might be right. I think double red is honestly quite difficult for something like Anger or something like Sweltering Suns in this deck. Like, your mana doesn't really hold for double red very easily. His hand's really close. Hand sucks, let's keep. That might be it, to be fair. We might be in hand sucks, let's keep territory. Might not. So we're not worried about basically any of the big hitters unless they come out on like turn 4. I think I can keep this. I think this is hand sucks, let's keep territory. Cycles of Forgotten Cave, for sure. The truth is, this matchup should get much grindier post-board. My opponent should be bringing in ringleaders and stuff. And if that's the case, a hand like this is fine. Blink 182. Chieftain, sure. Okay, how do we want to sequence this now? I think it's like this. Because this doesn't actually reduce costs. So I need to give myself flexibility. There's the ringleader. That needs to not happen. Hey, Diablo Jambe PT, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. I appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying the show. Welcome to HowlingMines. Welcome to the Madhouse. God damn, that's a lot of grindy tools. How do I beat a horn? Hey, Hamish MTG, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Welcome to HowlingMines. I hope you like drawing cards. Yeah, Diamble, I'm actually 9-1 tonight. We're at rank 91 right now. Was your friend by any chance El Gran Boa? Because if it was, I was the one playing it. I think I'm more likely to beat a horn than a Chandra. Ah, fair enough. In which case, I do not know who told you. But yes, I've been doing very, very well with it today. Can't stop the smashing, sadly. Tibalt can exile horn. That's a fair point. You're not wrong, apples and fruits. Ah, I see, I see. Well, it might actually have been me then, because I've been playing it most of today. Not a goblin, feels good. I'm hoping it's a land, but hey. If it's like a Chandra, then it's a Chandra. I'll go to 7. Assume I'm going to 7? Yeah. Oh. I actually think I bought on both of these. Just know what the game's about at this point. Kind of wish I kept one of them now, but it's easy to say that when you're wishful thinking. Just gonna pass here. Give myself the option to do both of these. This horn is about to become a real problem, however. If my opponent starts hitting, that is. At the moment, they are doing a pretty bad job of that. So I'm gonna go to 6. And if they cast nothing, I will just Heartless Act this out of the way. So lets me go back to being reactive, hopefully. Fatal Push is nice. Fatal Push is nice. Okay. So, there's just no point throwing these out, because not only do we know my opponent has no creatures, but it just dies to Shat Skull Smashing. Which the first Valki is probably... The first Tibalt is probably going to anyway. Another horn. That needs to go. I am not Lynn Felix. I am only the player. The original designer of this deck was a gentleman that goes by the name bobinchese. His name is Nick Sharillo. You can find him on Twitter. I simply took the list having seen it on Twitter, and I'm in love. The deck's great. I've been having so much fun. Highly recommend it. But I cannot take the credit. So please don't give it to me. Please do give it to Bobinchese. I am simply the player of this particular fiddle. Please don't Muxus me. Yep, down goes the Tibalt, like we expected. Okay, if I untap, I'm in great shape. And they have to top deck exactly Muxus to get me. Think we're dreaming now. Think we are dreaming. They are flooding real hard. Scars another mountain, Jesus Christ. Chieftain, sure. Not sure what that achieved. You got a Spike Field Hazard? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure. This is my hand now. Look at me. I am the Goblin deck now. Go, I think. Beautiful. 57. The climb continues.